Hello, 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 folks. I had to share this. These mathematicians think the universe may be conscious. Hmm. Scientists are doubling down on a peculiar model that attempts to quantify and measure consciousness. The model known as Integrated Information Theory, ITT, has long been controversial because it comes with an unusual quirk when applied to non-living things like machines, subatomic particles, and even the universe. It claims that they too experience consciousness, New Scientist reports. Hey, who's here? There's a couple people here. This could be the beginning of a scientific revolution, Munich Center for Mathematical Philosophy mathematician Jonas Kleiner told the magazine. So, what do you guys think? Who is in his house? What's up, Gary? And they become 33rd degree Masons when they understand it takes 33 times the speed of sound to break the grip of Earth's gravity to return to heaven. Haha, that's a good one. Well, 33 is the vertebrae of the back. It's our spine. That is the chimney that Santa Claus, the Christos, climbs to your, metaphorically, of course. I'm not saying some big fat jolly guy jumps in your spine and climbs it, but you get me. Yes, that makes total sense. Now, this is the most interesting part of this. IIT relies on a value called phi, the phi ratio, that represents the interconnectivity of a node. Whether it's a region of the brain circuitry or an atom, that value represents the node's level of consciousness. The cerebral cortex, for instance, has a high value, because it contains a dense cluster of widely interconnected neurons. But when IIT was first presented, calculating phi was impossibly convoluted. Now, I don't understand what this version of phi is to the phi ratio or whatever it is, but, you know, that's, you wouldn't think figuring out the phi, the golden mean for everything, because you take a, what's up, dude? Bro Smurf, sup, man? What's up? What's up, Travis? Nice to see you. And Gary, you did know that, right? The 33 about the spine. But it's all connected. And this is how the phi that they're talking about here is interconnected and interconnects things. Like I said, the Mandelbrot set is the same as the holographic principle. It's been a while. I've kind of been on hiatus, been spending family time and working on my pond in the back, which is a full-time job in itself, and taking care of my house. The wife's a nurse, so she goes to work. I've been taking care of my kids, seeing as they're home all day. I'm lucky enough to be able to sit home. But when IIT, okay, now calculating phi was impossible. scientist reports that calculating the phi of a human brain would have previously taken longer than the universe has existed. But a February paper by IIT's creators, currently awaiting peer review, attempts to simplify the process significantly. I'm reading the story just because it's quite, you know, it's this whole situation right here, this phi thing. It's quite I don't know, enlightening, for lack of a better term, to see that the mainstream is, or at least Google, yeah, I guess that's as mainstream as we're gonna get, is propagating stories like this. Now, that could be just because I'm under that genre or that label, in their network or their algorithm. But that being what it is, high fidelity, yes, high fidelity. Many academics remain unconvinced by IIT in part because its complexity, but mainly because its far reaching implications for a conscious universe. I think mathematics can help us understand the neural basis of consciousness in the brain and perhaps even machine consciousness. But it will inevitably see, I don't believe in the machine consciousness. I believe a machine is something that consciousness makes. And there is I guess we are a cog in a machine, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But it will inevitably. Hey, what's up, Delaney Delight Jones? How are you? How are you? Nice to see you. I think okay, perhaps even machine consciousness. Now, I don't, like I just said, I believe that consciousness is something that is the purveyor or the progenitor to the machine. We, the consciousness, makes the machine. So I guess if you want to call that machine consciousness, I don't know. Perhaps even machine consciousness, but it will inevitably leave something out. The felt inner quality of experience. That's what I'm talking about. University of Connecticut philosopher and cognitive scientist Susan Snyder told New Scientist. And, so they're talking about how math, you know, represents the interconnectivity of a node, whether that region of the brain circuitry or an atom. That value, now that's the region of the brain circuitry or an atom. Did you just see what it just went through? The trifecta of what we are. What's up? Who else is here? What's up, MCF? How are you, sweetheart? Machines can be full of ghosts. Yes, yes. But yeah, but this whole thing, my avatar, the Anu, it's just crazy. I mean, even the architect here. Okay, now onward. We'll move on to another story. That was kind of short and sweet. I won't go into that. It's the same reason why I feel that watching your own live stream is akin to, yes, 10 reason advance. So no, that's not it. Financing from St. Paul will be, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. There's something else in here I wanted to. Huh. Okay, now this is a story that I wanted to talk about before, but just as suddenly as as it first formed, a record-breaking ozone hole has healed. The largest ozone hole to ever open up over the Arctic is now closed after first opening up earlier this spring. Now, that whole ozone hole, is there. It's there all the time. Well, it's there I don't know, every year or so, every 3 months or 3 seasons, I guess. So at late winter, early spring, it always is there, from what I've heard, from what I've looked into. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just getting a little bored. Be fine, right? Right. Where the hell? Okay, we're here. Okay, now that the intense polar vortex has ended, the ozone hole has, yeah. See, it's the vortex, polar vortex. I I thought this was an ad for COVID-19. Actually, COVID-19 and the associated lockdowns probably had nothing to do with this. No, that's what I was saying earlier, that the benefits that are happening from this whole thing is not akin to this. This has nothing to do with us not being active in the big scheme of things, how we were active previously as far as driving and whatnot. But it's been driven by an unusually strong and long-lived polar vortex, and isn't related to air quality changes. There you go. I should have proofread this. Then maybe I would have known that. Oh hell, I don't believe that it is closed. That thing was massive. Yeah, it opens and closes every year though, bro. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Mother Nature? How are you, Mother? How are you? I hope you're doing better. But the unprecedented 2020 Northern Hemisphere ozone hole has come to an end, allowing ozone-rich air into the Arctic, closely matching last week's forecast. Now, the polar vortex is like on that movie, the day after tomorrow, or is it the day after tomorrow, when it just sucks down the cold air and boom, gets super cold. Insta freeze. Nice to hear you too, or see you, I guess. Okay, the ozone levels above the Arctic reached a record low in March. The severe ozone depletion was certainly unusual. 1997 and 2011 are the only other years on record when similar atmosphere or stratosphere depletions took place over the Arctic. Now you see the dates there. It's around 11 years or so. That's, yeah, 12 years. So that's the solar cycle. That's the minimum we're in now. So the minimum solar cycle causes weak magnetic field, causes stronger ozone depletion. The solar activity. And did you know that how you could stay immune, or more apt to not getting any virus, is by vitamin D, which is produced by the sun. And that is the reason for people in the northern latitudes to have white skin, is because they suck up and make vitamin D quicker. That's the white skin. That's the Caucasian race. Now, there's right. Yes, exactly, Gary. Now, the solar cycle could be attributed to everything from our weak magnetic field, and that's why they're making a big deal about a maximum solar minimum. You know what I mean? So when that happens, it weakens. It's like a catch-22. The science of it is the stronger the sun, the stronger the magnetic field, the less cosmic rays that'll get to us. What's up? What's up, Paula? How are you, sweetheart? But yeah, and so that whole dichotomy there is just like our give and take, or in and out, or our male and female, or the yin and the yang, or the dark and the light. It's the same, but it benefits and it could harm us. That's the whole thing. And what happens in solar minimums is, if we get solar flares or whatever, then that's what causes issues, causes pole flip and all that other stuff. Duck and groove, right. But human-made chemicals called chlorofluorocarbons have been destroying the layer for the past century, eventually causing the famous hole that formed. This is like blaming every human that ever ate a cheeseburger and the cows that we're eating causing the holes in the ozone layers and stuff. But the vitamin D thing is a big thing, you guys. So the solar minimum comes. Is it a coincidence that we're getting less and less sun? And when Captain Chemtrail is up there in the sky, running around, leaving fart dust everywhere in the atmosphere, that cuts our sun off. Now, remember, we've been talking for the last 5 years on my channel about how the sun is blocked in the morning and in the evening, where you can benefit from it. What's up, Leah, in another life? How are you, sweetheart? I was just about to go to bed. I guess my pale ass is gonna make a quick cup of coffee now. Right. Yes. Now, being pale is the reason why you have, when you burn styrofoam, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I won't burn styrofoam anymore. Because, I've burnt some styrofoam in my day. But it was hairspray. Hairspray was a big thing and whatnot. But, what was I talking about? Oh, what was I talking about? What was I just talking about? Damn it. You do it all. I do that all the time. Come on, somebody remind me. Because I was on a roll. Oh, the weaker the magnetic field. I've heard of that. Okay, now the vitamin D thing. And, Caucasians make vitamin D quicker with less sunlight. And right now there's evidence out there that colored people, whether you're Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Somalian, whatnot, are getting the yes, about and so black people, Mexicans, Hispanics, Asians, yada yada yada. These people are less likely to make as much vitamin D as somebody with white skin. And I don't know how that works because when you have black something painted black in the sunlight, it gets hotter. So I don't know what that's all about. But that's why the Caucasians are in the north, because the white people need to be white in the northern hemisphere because they get less sunlight or less strength from the sun or whatever the producer or producer of the vitamin D from the sun and that part of the light or whatever. Okay, moving on. So now this ozone layer thing, the levels typically were high during March and April. The ozone. This year's low Arctic ozone happens about once per decade. Paul Newman, chief scientist, Greenbelt, Maryland, said in, wow, that was 4 sentences just to give his credentials. For the overall health of the ozone layer, this is concerning since Arctic ozone levels are typically high during March and April. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. Earlier this month, okay, yes. They expected it to heal as temperatures increased, breaking down the Arctic polar vortex, allowing ozone-depleted air to mix with ozone-rich air from lower latitudes. After signing the Montreal Protocol in 1987, 197 countries agreed to phase out chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons from further damage. Yeah, and what else did they blame this on? There was something else. I wanted to bring this up. Didn't they say that something happened that caused like we got blasted from the sun? No. Wasn't it in 2003 or something? We don't know what caused the wave dynamics to be weak this year, Newman said. But we do know that if we hadn't stopped putting always blaming the humans on it. When everything is a cycle in our paradigm, you know what I mean? Everything. Oh, the amazing neutrino. COVID toes. There's another story I wanted to show. This one, a hailstone, 7.5 to 9.5 inches in diameter. That's huge. Okay, there's one other story. I don't know. So yeah, guys, right. I know they used to blame hairspray. Yes, hairspray. Yes, big time. That was the big thing. Anything that would spray, like spray deodorant, yada yada yada. That's why. Yeah, exactly. Jinx, you owe me a soda, Gary. You know, I don't know if it was on the other. Intel boss confirms investigation into UVB and C going through the hole, bouncing around inside the atmosphere, changing our DNA. Yeah, I think the neutrinos. What's up, Harmony? How are you? Right. Um, I'm not even going to get into that. Hey, if I haven't told you guys lately, you guys are doing a hell of a job. Keep up the good work, Mother Nature and Harmony, Gary, Travis, MCF, Paula, Leah in another life. Keep up the good work, you guys. You're all doing excellent. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we're gonna do my famous. Now the phi ratio thing that when I was talking about consciousness in the. Okay, remember when I was telling you when I did the algorithm thing? Okay, when I told you guys when I did algorithm therapy. Now look at what happened. I appreciate that, mother. Mother. Okay, now, yeah, I'm gonna go to YouTube now. I'm gonna go to my channel here. Oh, and did you notice the government? The government. The government. The government. The government. Where did I go? Where did I go? Where did I go? Hello. Hello. Ah. Hello. You see what I mean, guys? Yeah, the feedback from hell. Yes. Right. Now, feedback from hell, that's what I'm talking about. That's what our reality is. A loop or a phi Mandelbrot set or a holographic principle, you know what I mean? So that repeating, you can think of viewing your live stream while you're live streaming it as the same as how we recreate the light in essence. It's not that simple, but it's simplistic in nature. How we are the seed or the creator that's aware of its creating within the creation in which it creates. You know what I mean? Like the Russian doll. So, the Russian doll thing is the same as you know, the how it gets smaller and fractalized. Did you notice how my voice would fade. Like I was riding off into the sunset. You know what I mean? Okay, now I wanted to get into other things here. Now the Mandelbrot set. If you guys are aware of what a Mandelbrot set is, what's up, Mary Kay? How are you? Long lost type of dark matter may resolve the biggest disagreement in physics. Oh, they're making up some other shit so they can, What the Great Pyramid of Giza looked like at the time. Oh, this is an interesting one. Look at that. Imagine seeing that. Imagine seeing that, guys. You do understand what the pyramid represents, right? Bringing the four corners to one point, which is the 5, right? Which is the completed tree of life, correct? We won't get into that, but okay, now, what was I talking about? Oh, we're going to get back to this story right here, the consciousness story of what our reality is. The universe theory of everything right here, integrated theory, we're going to look this up. Electrons and quarks may experience consciousness. What this offers us is a beautifully simple, elegant way of integrating consciousness into our scientific worldview. So, this is like dark matter, where people want to... 8 faces, right. Just like a raven liked shiny stuff and would draw the human like a raven, right. I have a Russian doll too, Mary. Matroshinka dolls, yeah. But yeah, the only reason humans know about the existence of consciousness, is the phenomena of having subjective feelings and experiences, is because we have feelings and experiences. But despite centuries of studies, scientists have yet to make any major progress in understanding consciousness. And this is because of the scientific method. Because people, scientists are stuck on a, touch, feel, the 5 senses. That's just like the pyramid too. And metaphorically, what's up, Dark Truth? How are you? Recently published book by philosopher Philip Goeth, however, takes a deep dive into the millennia-old theory that could help explain consciousness by attributing it to all forms of matter, all the way down to electrons and quarks. Well, yes. Now, the theory is called panpsychism, and Scientific American recently published a provocative interview with Goeth to explore his book key claims. The basic commitment is that the fundamental constituents of reality, perhaps electrons and quarks, have incredibly simple forms of experience, Goeth told the magazine. And it's the same... Nice, didn't see you typed loop, Leo. Right. And a loop's a pool, you know what I mean? And that's where we are, in the pool, of the loop pool. And that's what every day is a loop. Groundhog's Day. Isn't that how we feel lately? Like we're stuck in Groundhog's Day. Every day, it's pretty much the same. When you're at home and doing your... I don't know, it's odd. Today I went and... it's just odd. So everything from our day, every day. And you guys do know that the word day means God. It stems from the word DEIGH, which is day. Die. Here, I'll look it up. I don't know why I get into this. I love the word thing, but, and what else? Oh, a mentee. Now, somebody told me, I when I did a mentee, the halls of a mentee are the place where our Akashic record is stored. Now, There's nothing for oh menti. Let's see if menti. Menti. Is there anything for menti? Mention. Huh. I don't know. Well, what are you guys talking about? The infinity sign. Yes, the infinity sign. Yes. I don't know what we were talking about. Uh, but menti is Spanish for mind, I guess. Somebody told me that. And look at men, the word men, to think, from late 15th, a statement about, in reference to a person or thing which by mid had diminished to incidental or causal reference. So mention a note of reference of calling to mind by speech or writing. Mention, memory, speech. So mentee is the A of mind. You know, A here we'll go to A. A is usually representative of first in hierarchy, or the first on the scene, because it's A. In essence, it B. You know, indefinite article from an used before consonants. Okay, as in twice a day, a reduced form of Old English, and on as the name of the sixth note, alpha, alpha omega, so A is representative of the first. I gave her a wrench, didn't I? Okay, now the how everything can have the same consciousness, how everything can experience consciousness at every level is through the anu, you guys. Through the anu. Oh, what was I looking up on the etymology? I got sidetracked again. Life expectancy. Oh, right here. I remember what I was looking up. I was looking up, was it, oh, day. Oops. Day. Okay, day. Oh, it's DHEGH. To burn. Not considered. Oh, yeah, it's DYE to shine. Okay, here's. All these words right here stem from the word day. Okay? It is hypothetical source of evidence for its existence. It is provided by Sanskrit deva god, literally shining one. Deva, by day. Avestan deva, spirit demon. Greek delos, clear. Latin dias, day. Deus, god. Welsh, day. American, day. So the word, all these words are attributable to the word Deo, and it's this DYEU. That's where the word day comes from. And the day is the where spirit is present. Proto-Indo-European root meaning to shine. In derivatives, sky, heaven, God. So day. Now we're going to look up night. Night. A dark part of a day. The night as a unit of time. Darkness. Also absence of spiritual illumination. Moral darkness, ignorance. So it's the opposite to shine. It is the dark. Dramatic words for pi, nequit. Now see that word. What is it? It's NEKWT. Now, whenever you're looking up, uh, whenever you're looking up a word on this, huh, okay, what was it? Whenever I'm looking, I had consonant in there because I'm not used to it. But equinox, you know, entries related to night, fortnight, fight, nightclub. Okay, well, we're done with the everyday harmony. Right. Did she get a nighttime is the right time? That's fascinating. But okay, see you later. See you later. See you later. Okay, now getting back to the annual. Okay, now I'm gonna just do this because I love this so much that I'm gonna do it. Uh, the network status is poor. What? Anu, go. Look at, I type in Anu and look what shows up. Night night. Conspicuous constellation containing 7 bright stars in a distinctive pattern. Now, is it coincidence that the 7 is the seven hermetic principles, the 7 days of the week, 7 everywhere, 7 heaven, right? Okay, we won't get into that. This is another reason for the veneration of Orion throughout our cultures of our past, is because of the 7. Now, I typed in Anu, and this popped up. You know what I'm saying? Orion's the first thing on the list. Nomen is the second one. Root meaning name. You know, and whenever you look at the definition, whenever this source or evidence for its existence is provided by Sanskrit nama, you know, whenever the first thing comes up Sanskrit, that is for me, the truth meter or the BS meter for the derivative or definition of the word. You know, so, and then look at the last thing on the page is Anubis, jackal-headed god of Egyptian religion, identified by the later Greeks with their Hermes, from Greek Anubis. You know, Hermes is Thoth, and Hermes is also, I just had an epiphany right here. Wow. So, Anu, nomen comes up. Name. Wow. Dog, God, dog. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. And it's like the word love. No, not love. I wanted live. To be alive, have life, continue in life, to supply oneself with food, to live. Oh, wow. Meaning to make a residence, dwell, experience in one's life. Having life, not dead. There's the ultimate the death harvest of the live wire and third rail goes right on. It is not governed by seasons nor qualified by time. It is the ubiquitous epidemic of electricity, defiant of doctors and ruthless as fate. The insurance press. What the hell does that come from? Wow, that was weird. Now, remember when I was talking about earlier? This is why I took pause here. Because remember when I was talking about the circuitry and how everything is has consciousness or experiences consciousness. Right here. Luan in lieu and to let others lieu. Live and let live, a lieu. From a fire coal, burning, glowing of things, conditions, full of active powers, sense of containing unspent energy or power, live ammunition, in person, not recorded, but right here. Circuit through which an electric current is flowing. Figurative sense of active person is from 1903. Wow, that's weird. But, you know, how the electricity, epidemic of electricity, defiant of doctors and ruthless as fate, as the fate. Wow, I don't know. I just got off on a tangent there. Okay, now the love of you know, love can spell backwards evolve, you know, just like live is evil or lived is devil, you know, the mirror. So you get into that mirror aspect of our reality, and that brings me back to the phi. You know, how everything is interconnected through complex math. Yes, evolve, right. Okay, here's the paper for what they're talking about. The IIT, the mathematical structure of of integrated information theory. Okay, now you know how Phil talks about how the physical systems and the spaces, or the, you know, the space or cosmos is all interconnected or one and the same. How your mind becomes part of the cosmos. That's just the same as, and this is the mathematics of them showing that structure of our matrix, or the type of I'll save this, or I'll share it. Save drive, and I'll share it with you guys. So anybody as above, so below, right? No, I didn't say it out loud. Orion has a dog star, Canis Major. Yes, the dog star is Sirius. Are you serious? Oh, who's here? Pyramid 7? What's up, Pyramid? P7, what's up, brother? My brother from another mother. So, yeah, now the dog star is, you know how the Fool's card of the tarot deck, that is the same as Sirius. You know, you can consider us Sirius looking at the light, which is Orion or Osiris. You know, and it's just like how the Fool card of the tarot deck is sitting there with his dog looking up at the light. So the dog star, you know, is Sirius, you know, and the reason why it's called the dog star, well, I know the dog days of summer are marked when Sirius starts rising on the horizon in the west. You know what I mean? Buffering. Sorry, I'm buffering. But yeah, it's how everything is. You know, you get into the 7 stars that are in Orion. It's just crazy. Is the universe conscious? It seems impossible until you do the maths. I don't want cookies, man. I don't want cookies. Get the cookies out of here. Do not want cookies. I'm already fat. I don't want cookies. I guess I'm going to have to accept cookies. I accepted cookies for you guys. I hope you, when I get fat, not okay. Where are we? Oh, look at that. That's a sweet picture. I'm gonna have to snatch up on that one. Hang on, gotta do me a screenshot here. Why can't I get this? Smooth as glass. Okay. They call in the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics. Physicists all manner of natural phenomena with astonishing clarity, from the movements of the planets and strange behavior of fundamental particles to the consequences of a collision between two black holes billions of light years away. Now some are wondering if maths can succeed where all else has failed, unraveling whatever it is that allows us to contemplate the laws of nature in the first place. Now that is the same as us viewing the live stream while live streaming it, is the conscious creator is conscious or aware of the creation it's creating within the creation it created in the first place. It's the same as the quirky Mandelbrot set is the same as the not that app, but I didn't want to go into this one. I wanted to go into which one did I want to go on to this one? Wow, too many. I wanted to go into this. What the hell? Come on. It's not working. There we go. Okay, now right here is the Mandelbrot set, you guys. If you guys are familiar with what the Mandelbrot set looks like, this is what it looks like. It's got this repeating pattern right here. See that? And it kind of, oddly enough, looks like a human head, doesn't it? And an eyeball. And look at inside of it. Look at, you see that? There were some other things I wanted to get into too, about how you see, is it pareidolia, or is it just, I don't know, is it actually there when we see, like, if you ever taken pictures of fire? Has anybody ever taken pictures of fire? But the Mandelbrot set is the same as the phi ratio, because you get into the Mandelbrot set and you can, oops, nope. Oh, that's the story I wanted to get into. Now I remember what it was. Where's it at? It should be how Elon Musk had to turn the brightness of the Starlink satellites down because an astronomer complained. I thought that was pretty funny. Where's it at? Huh. Who's all here? Hello. What's up, Mary Kay, Harmony, Gary Baxter? I said hi to all you guys, right? Cannabis is from Cannabis Major. Right. Sorry, I wasn't reading. The truth ain't free. What's up? I love that. Nice name. Um, but yeah, I wanted to. I can't find the story now. But he essentially said they had to turn down the Starlink satellites. Has anybody ever seen the Starlink satellites? Yeah, I'm so sick of hearing everything about this stupid. I went to go get my to meet my bowling league guy today, and it's kind of funny to watch to look at your search history and see what your family was looking up. You're creeping, right? So yeah, guys. So how are you? How's everybody faring? What are you guys talking about? Skynet? Yeah, it could be. My real life buffers constantly. I'm in a ground stuck in a Groundhog's Day right now. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Go to this. But yeah, is everybody wrenched up? Everybody blue? Part of the blue crew? You know, I do take a big risk by doing that, you guys, you know, because every one of you guys can manipulate my channel and my channel settings. It's not like it's the yes, see scare people, right? You're the Skynet or the Starlink satellites went over you? Were they cool or what? Scared of your truth. Yeah, they went over Cleveland a few weeks ago. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks. I guess I could just read these. The deep fake abyss may be infinite. The the abyss is infinite, and the abyss is our. How do I turn off the freaking comments in this thing? Right there. To mess with Tor stuff. What do you mean? Oh no, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I bet you that was weird. But yeah, yeah, I know you would never do that. But I'm just telling you guys that you mean I don't even care. It's not like it's not like it's the gold mine or if you mess up my channel, you mess up my channel. That's my It's not like I'm just doing it. I do the blue thing because I felt skirted. If everybody's a boss, who can we call a boss? Who can have power, right? That's why I do it. Because I don't want anybody thinking that they don't have the or they don't have the power, right? They're so perfectly timed in line though that there's really no mistaking. Oh, it's for the internet. That's what it is. That's what the Starlink satellites are about. It's for internet. That's what I wanted to get to is how are they going to supply internet? And I think I did see them a few months or a couple months back. I thought they were UFOs, and I think Phil might have seen them too. It happens with all blue, right? Right. Target practice. There you go. But yeah. Okay. Now that doesn't really bother me, anyways. If you're gonna f up my channel, you're gonna f up my channel. I guess that's on you. Whatever. And that brings me to another point: is the situation we're dealing with here. You know, in the whole convolutedness of our reality. Yet everything is simple and correlated or one, you know, that the story that I started out with. Oh, where is the center of the universe? I mean, come on, this stuff is always up. I don't know if you guys caught this. Marshall Masters is still doing his thing. It's kind of funny how he's gravitating away from the narrative, I guess. You know, story time with Stone. You guys do get what I put the two eyeballs right here for, right? But yeah. So I mean, we are together and forever will be. That which is within you is also within me. And the mathematicians think the universe may be conscious. Now, when I said that about, I don't, I think when applied to non living things like machines, subatomic particles, and even the universe, machines, though, I think are a product of our creating. You know, so machine consciousness, I guess. Oh, Andrew Collins finally admits Apollo 11 was behind a screen. I agree with that. But the moon landing happened, I think. But I don't understand. Langley are Langley are throttling sensitive live streams. Oh, they very well could be. They very well could be. AI is man's creation. Yes, AI is nothing more than a machine. You know, and so man, anything that's man's creation, I guess. But everything is one. You know, like you could say the all is in the earthworm, but the earthworm is not all. You know, or God is in the earthworm, but the earthworm is not God. Everything is of light. You know, like Tesla said, everything is light. You know, and then you think in terms of frequency, vibration, and in light. You know what I mean? So that's what essentially the perturbation in the abyss is the vibrational essence that causes the effect of creation itself, and it builds and accumulates on that. You know, and these are concepts that seem like they're super they're super uh, complicated yet simplistic as all hell. You know, it's the same as if everything is one, so the one is the same. The center of the one is the center in you, and the center in me, the center in, you know, there is no coincidences in life. The Great Pyramid of Giza represents the pineal gland of our human brain, you know, and it is in the geographical center of landmass of the world, straight up. And I can. Oh, here's a good one. Here, you know, we're gonna go to Google Earth. Now, where does Google Earth bring me when I go to the South Pole? This is Anchor Watt, and look at it. There's, you know, what does that tell you guys? Well, what is all this? This is the completed tree of life. This is the same as, you know, of the completed the tree of life, symbol, the Kabbalion tree of life, or the Sephardic tree. Okay, so here we're gonna go to. No, I don't want. Damn it! See how they force you to just accept it. Okay, I'm going to the South Pole now. Watch. When I go to the South Pole, I find the South Pole eventually. Where's it at? I'm in Antarctica, right? Am I in Antarctica? Wow, it looks different. Is this the South Pole? Yep, right here. Now the South Pole is the South Pole, right? But look at that. The center of the South Pole is a cross. Wow, isn't that odd? And I'm gonna go to Street View. Okay, see? Now there is no blue mark on the circle. Touching the circle. Boom! Where is it gonna bring me? Where's it gonna bring me, folks? Where's it gonna bring me? To my house. That's my house. Boom. Brings me right to my house. That's not what I was shooting for. But here, we're gonna back, yo. We're gonna back this sucker up. Whoa. Okay. Gotta find the South Pole again. I think they changed it, you guys. Remember? I don't know if anybody followed me on this one before. When I hit the street view on the South Pole, how it would bring me to the center of the world. You know, the great, what is it called? The Great Meridian, or there? Okay, I tapped on the South Pole. Where's it gonna bring me? It changed it. Who else is here? What's up? What's up, Brian? How are you, buddy? How you doing, brother? My brother from another mother. Yeah, you guys, I had Jerry come to me in a dream the other night. It was weird. At 1 minute, he told me. And he seemed pretty excited. Yep, I used to tap on the South Pole, and it would bring me to the center of the world. I got videos on it there, but anyway, it would bring me to right here, an island right off the coast of Africa. Right here. I don't know if you guys remember me doing that before, but look at, doesn't it look like there's stitches going across there? But look at, do you see Sam in there right now, Travis? Look at all the words. Do you guys see the words in there? You see them? See all the words? What the hell is that? See them at about right here. What's up, Vinny D? Nothing. Jerry is doing the work on the other side. Yeah, he very well could be. I got more of a impression more than a conversation with him, if you know what I mean. It's like I woke up and I thought he was here. Your life is buffering, huh, MCF? Why? What's going on? But Jerry, hey, you don't have to apologize for anything, brother. Don't have to apologize. Vinny D, no big deal. No big deal. You know, whatever. What are all these blue dots in the middle of nowhere? Oh, he's upset. Yeah. How's he? Has he said anything yet? I mean, Yeah, life's trying. And you know what I'm going to say to that, but I love you, Michelle. And there's a special place in my heart for you. And anybody who just keeps giving and giving and giving like you do to your family, and is a A1. You're trying to, right? Right. Okay, now we wanted to. What was I talking about? The consciousness of our universe and how everything is consciousness. Yes, it does. It makes you stronger. The ups and downs of life. If there was nothing but ups, what would you have to compare the ups to? I mean, what would the downs be? You know what I mean? What would the downs be if there weren't ups? Or would we know what up is if there wasn't a down? You know what I'm saying? What did I want to get to? Oh, consciousness. Now, a menti, akashic. That's what I was getting into. Oh yeah, the etymology of a menti, and how, okay, the geometry. You guys know what geometry means, right? Geometry is geo measure, is earth measure. So we'll get into geometry. I can't type when you guys are talking here. Sorry. Geo. Okay, geo, word forming meaning earth. The earth, ultimately from Greek, geo. Attic, ionic, the earth, land, country. Okay, now we're going to go to metry. Geometry. Geometry from French, earth, land, measure of, metry. Okay, so we'll go to metry. Now, metry is a process of measuring. Metry, from middle, metry, the metria, metron, me, root me. Okay, now the root word to measure. Some words may belong instead to root med, to take appropriate measures. Okay, now look at geometry, immense, isometric, meter. Okay, now watch when you look up meter. It goes back to the word me, which is meter, versification from Latin, metrum, meter, a verse, that is which anything is measured, measure, length, size, limit, proportion, from pi root me. Now, originally intended to be 1/10, 10 millionth of the length of a quadrant of the meridian. To measure developed, okay, gasometer, I don't know. But right here is where I was influenced, like this word as short for parking meter. Meter made, no, right here. To a lot. Measure out. Okay, now geometry is earth measure, right? And we get into the pyramid. We go to the pyramid, and the pyramid is the Great Pyramid. Great Pyramid. Okay, now we go to the Great Pyramid, and the Great Pyramid of Giza, and look at how they have it listed: Tomb of Egypt. Okay, now the Great Pyramid of Giza. Where's it? What's the longitude and whatnot? Now the Earth measure, the volume, 93, almost 93 million miles. Okay, now the height, volume, architect. I don't know about all this, But where is all the... Go to Wikipedia. Coordinates. Okay, here's the coordinates. Smack dab in the middle of the Earth's landmass, right? But anyway, the geometry of it is okay. Now here's the wow. You see that? Type true pyramid. What does that mean? But the phi ratio is found within it. You know, the 80, the based on a mark in an interior chamber naming the work gang in reference to the fourth dynasty. This is how they say it's Khufu's pyramid, but the geometry of it is it has the Earth measurement. I think it's you multiply 432 by the, what is it, the neutron. What are you guys talking about? Metron, electron, right. Metrics matter, yes. Neutron, what are you guys talking about? Oh, the one he is using right now. Oh, what are you talking about? Meter sticks. Oh, the one he, what are you guys talking about? What's in a couple weeks? Oh, what are you talking about, Paula? Don't be putting people on the spot. That's all good though. Yeah, okay, now the neutron, yes. The 0 point. The good point, Brian. The neutrino is the only thing that affects our polarity. That, you know, oh, etymology.com. That's what I was using. Etymology.com. It's my go-to, and you know, second star to the right and straight on till morning. What are you talking about? Okay, now the neutrino is that's, you know, the neutrino. We're getting bombarded by neutrinos from some untold thing in our cosmic neighborhood or galactic neighborhood, whatever. And the neutron or neutrino is the only thing that can cause polarity shifts. You know what I mean, or change it, because the only thing that you can introduce to the equilibrium is a neutral. And you introduce a neutral. What's the neutral going to do? What happens is the neutrino gets stripped of its electron, or when it smashes into an electron in the atmosphere, it causes a certain type of ooon or whatever, some crazy particle. But anyway, that in essence goes to the core of the planet and causes, so this whole weak magnetosphere that we're having right now, because of the solar minimum or whatever, which is causing, you know, enhanced polar vortexes, which is causing ozone holes. You know, that's how this podcast, Peter Pan, Cosmic Disclosure in Plain Sight. But yeah, the you know, the whole, the stronger the sun is, the stronger our magnetosphere is. Now, I don't know what my point was with all that. on how the pyramid has. I'm getting sidetracked here because I'm reading your guys' comment. What were you talking about? Okay, now materials, history, and description. Believe the pyramid was built as a tomb. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. It is thought that at construction, the Great Pyramid was originally 146.6 meters or 481 feet tall, but with the removal of a great original casing, which is the white limestone, it represents height of 137 meters. The lengths of the sides at the base are difficult to reconstruct given the absence of the casing. But recent analysis Sir Flanders Petrie. This is what I was talking about, and published as the Pyramids and Temples of Giza. Also, all reports are based on his measurements. The casing stones, The pyramid remained the tallest made structure in the world for over 3,800 years, unsurpassed until 160-meter tall Lincoln Cathedral. Okay, now it's perfectly aligned north. What was I getting into? Oh, right here. The ratio of the perimeter to height of 1760 to 280 Egyptian royal cubits equates to 2n to an accuracy of better than 0.05%, to the approximation of n as 22/7. Some Egyptologists consider this to have been the result of deliberate design proportion. Werner wrote, "We can conclude that although the ancient Egyptians could not precisely define the value of n," is that what it is? N, or is that RT? In practice, they used it, Petrie concluded. But these relations of areas and circular ratio are so systematic that we should grant that they were in the builder's design. So to encode it in, wow. Others have argued that the ancient Egyptians had no concept of pi and would not have thought to encode it in their monuments. They believe that they observed pyramid slope may be based on a simple second slope choice alone and no regard to the overall size and proportions of the finished building. In 2013, rolls of papyrus called the Diary of Meir were discovered, written by some of those who delivered limestone in the construction of the Torah. Okay, now, did you know the slope of the Great Pyramid is 51.2 Akashic stones? Hey, what's up? Good night, Milky. The pyramid is everything. The pyramid is everything from it's the physical Bible of the world. You know what I mean? Serpium and Saqqara, yeah. Akashic. Yeah, good night, Brian. Thanks for stopping by, bud. But yeah, I kind of miss being on Sundays there. So, but me, I just never keep my mouth shut. I always got to put my foot in my mouth, and I always got to, say things I regret later. But that's just me. Yeah, I'm working on that. I think that's my biggest obstacle is my own foot in my mouth. But the Great Pyramid it was considered to be okay, now, there used to be water surrounding the Great Pyramids, and it was in line with the rise of the Dog Star on the horizon behind the Sirius and Orion would rise from the horizon every I think it was every summer solstice or yeah, or is it spring equinox? I'm not sure, but it would be in line with because the Egyptians had 3 seasons. They had the inundation. So this is in line with the ascension of the human mind or the human in the great work or which culminates in the divine union or the alchemical wedding. It's the same. So every year was the Groundhog Day of the seasonal cycle for the Egyptians in the physical and in the esoteric. This is the reason why Osiris was Orion, because at the helical rise of Orion on the horizon at a certain date, the appearance of Sirius, the dog star, would be in line with the inundation or the yearly flood of the Nile, and the mound, the mound, great primordial mound of creation, was the in essence the Great Pyramid rising from the waters of noon, in an esoteric, in a metaphysical sense, and in the physical sense. So that in first and foremost, the unseen is seen through the representation or symbolic representation or bringing the 4 points to the 1 point of truth is what the process of the 7 is. Now, that's just a side road that I won't go down, but the primordial mound of creation is the first ground to stand on, solid ground to stand on in a metaphorical or metaphysical or a spiritual sense, or it just in Jesus walking on water was the light traveling through the darkness of the abyss. That's what the whole maritime law is about in the cosmos. That's why everything is based on maritime law. That's why maritime law is king, because we are birthed in the cosmic ocean, and we create. There is a flu called foot and mouth. And the Giza pyramid, it was okay. So this water would inundate it, and as we all know, that there's certain shapes to the and oh, I gotta back up. The Great Pyramid is built on an existing mound that was there, and you're walking through the desert, and all of a sudden you come across a big mound of limestone, and boom, it's the node. Now we're getting back to the node of the Earth, which is the pineal gland of Earth. Fire in the middle is what pyramid means. Fire in the middle is why the eye in the triangle is on the dollar bill, because the eye in the triangle represents the same thing as the pyramid represents to Earth and to us spiritually, metaphysically, bringing the 4 points to the single point of truth. And on the dollar bill, that eye in the triangle, everything that is the most important in our paradigm is either labeled as sadistic or evil or whatever for a reason, and it's because of our convoluted nature, men in general, humankind in general, to overcomplicate things because they want to feel important. Now, that being said, they, them are all one. That's what I'm getting to here. The pyramid represents that. The primordial mound of creation that rises in the ocean is the first ground to stand on. So, when the water would inundate around the Great Pyramid, this would cause water to flow into the chambers, into the lower chambers underneath it, and these were dug previous when they came across the big mountain of rock in the middle of the desert. This is what the Giza Plateau started. This is how I understand it, because that's the Great Sphinx was carved out of, limestone that was already pre-existent in there. You know, it was, and they said that the Sphinx complex or temple complex was created. I have to go to I have to go to my YouTube channel and do that, but yeah, I can do that. Okay, so now the pyramid, when inundated with this water, now what causes it? Causes a vibrational hammer effect or a water hammer effect. Now, when water, like it's when you, if you were to put a balloon underneath running water, you know what happens on the edge of it, or a ping pong ball uh, on top of a stream of water, you know, like a water fountain jet, how the ping pong ball will stay there. Now, so this, that, but I mean, the water hammer effect would cause a frequency, a vibration, and it would make sound. That vibration, that sound, would cause it to hum or resonate with the earth. Now, it's said that that's what the pyramids all around the world are, and that's why underneath the pyramids there was always a cistern, like in the Mayan pyramids, in Chichen Itza, in you know, in all of these places. There's always water involved, and there's always subterranean chambers, and there's always shafts of some sort. Now, these shafts in the Great Pyramid would cause the yes, it could be. Yes, the counter space. Yes, now, I don't want to get sidetracked here. So, so in effect, the Great Pyramid caused sound. It would cause electricity because that sound is converted through the piezoelectric effect of whatever they put into the sarcophagus. You know that's why the king's chamber is made out of red granite, because red granite so happens to have a crystalline structure that it would cause piezoelectric effects, which means that when these crystals vibrate at a certain resonance, they produce electricity. This is why there was, you know, that's why there's water underneath it right now to this day. You know, you go into just a little ways from there, the tomb of Osiris or whatever, and it's the same thing. There's a causeway and it ends in water. You know, and there's a sarcophagus underwater. But so the inundation was connected to the Sirius, the Dog Star rising, Orion rising, because they would rise, you know, helically, you know, on the horizon at a certain, you know, the dog days of summer, which is the, you know, August or whatever. But that would correlate with the inundation or the great flood of the Nile every year, which would bring the the what is the Thoth, the bird. What does he represent? Ibis bird. So the ibis-headed god would come, and the ibis came to the Nile, or when it flooded, because it was rich and plentiful. You know, so that's where the whole you start getting into the symbolic meaning of the hieroglyphics of the pictographs that they communicated with, and it tells you the story of all of this is interconnected. The as above so below aspect, the in is the out. You know, Sandy calls, yeah, Sandy, there you are, sweetheart. I was just talking about, what do you call the Great Pyramid? Sand Grouper, what do you call the Great Pyramid? Yes, and there is a magnetic what is it called, that's in our brains, you know, our spines wave cavitation when we breathe, and it forms spiral currents with a magnetic center, which is the caduceus. Very good, nice. What if the Egyptian book of the dead is actually the book of it is? Now, this is where everybody gets everything with the Egyptian culture twisted. They act like they say that they were obsessed with death. No, they weren't obsessed with death. They were obsessed with eternal life. That's what their whole thing was. Alchemy created Horus. Alchemy, Horus is the light. Yes. Horohak. What is it? What's up, my skies? How are you? Gerard Cayman, nice to see you. What are you guys talking about? Wet granite produces electricity. Okay, yes. So this would only. So imagine when all of this coincided, all of these events, the Dog Star, Sirius, Orion, the Great Hunter, which was Osiris, and is it coincidence? Hebrew name guy, what do you mean? Is it coincidence that Osiris is right next to Sirius? Are you serious? Oh, Sirius. You know what I mean? So, boom. That's just another feather in the cap, right? So when all of this stuff coincided, the Great Pyramid would start filling up with water. It would start humming. It would start resonating. It would start making a noise. It would start causing a beam of light coming out of the tip of it. Hence, the obelisk, the phallus that rises and penetrates the darkness. You know what I mean? So Osiris is equated with the Great Pyramid as well, because that's what Osiris standing erect is as the Christos rises from our base of our spine to the top of our head, and then our spirit is ejaculated through the top of our heads into the heavens, is the same as the Great Pyramid, and the light would shine from the one point of truth when the pyramid was capped. Is this why the Great Pyramid doesn't have the cap on it? You know what I mean? Is this why? Because it would prove that it would make the connection, as above, so below. It would make the connection, or it would erect its light into the cosmos, completing the tree of life of Earth. Just like we are the seed to seed, the planet, it has to be a seed to seed. Just like the tree, the leaf, the bud, are okay. It starts out with seed, stem, tree, branch, leaf, bud, seed. The 7. Oops. The 7. Right? So that is the process in which. Oh, wow. So yeah, the 3, I'm not even going to get into that. But yeah, all of this is interconnected. So the Great Pyramids, the Great Pyramid of the center of our world, the pyramid is to Giza, or Giza is to Earth, as our pineal gland is to us. The fire in the middle, pyramid means fire in mid. The Mayans, the creation, the fire in the hearth creation myth of the Mayans. They in the center of every Mayan kitchen there's the hearthstones, in the shape of a pyramid. Pyro, fire, Ra, God, mid, center. Yes, and this is the same as when I was talking about. Okay, remember I went to. Oh, and Khufu ship. There's a ship built or buried right next to the Great Pyramid as well, right? Now we zoom out. Check this out. We zoom out. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. We turn. What does that look like to you right here? The shape of it. And where... I wish I had a pencil. Wish I had my... I don't have my drawing thing. But you see where the Gulf of Suez is? Right where it starts getting to the Nile Delta? Up in here. You see the Nile Delta right here? Doesn't that look like a pharaoh's headdress? And then you see right here to the where the underneath the that looks like the face, the nose, right? Spine is the Nile River, right? Another thing, as above, so below, right? So yeah, but I wanted to. The pineal gland is to our brain because the Last Supper painting of Da Vinci, or is it Da Vinci that did the Last Supper painting? The Last Supper. Okay, now the Last Supper painting, right here. That's not the classic one. Where's that? Gotta back up. Right here. Oh, 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 back up. Oh, back up. This is the same as the pyramid is to Earth. Jesus, oh my God, really? Stupid spam shit. Okay, I'm going to turn this sideways. Now, Jesus is in the middle of the 12 because we have 12 paired cranial nerves in our brains. Right? There's 12 in the zodiac. That's why the 12 and the 1 is the 12 original zodiac in Ophiuchus. And what is Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer, which is the serpent. You know, you can think of man as being serpent, part of the serpent race when they are wise, or serpent wise, or serpent wisdom. You know, serpent was considered something that was of gnosis, right? Just like Ka of the Jungle Book, you know. Looking at the sky. Fire in the hearth, yeah. Fire in the hearth of the Mayans was the creation myth of their. That's, I mean, it wasn't a myth; it was their story from the Popol Vuh. Was the fire in the hearth is in the middle of the triangle of the stars Rigel, Siph, and Elnatek, which created the same 51.5 degree angular triangle, you know, the equilateral triangle as the pyramid. And the pyramid, Great Pyramid of Giza, is an equilateral triangle in a 2D sense, you know. Otherwise, it's a tetrahedron, you know, in a 4D sense. So, you know, the Last Supper painting is Jesus is the pineal gland because he is in the middle, you know, and Jesus is he is an allegory or a placeholder for the story of the light that is produced in the pineal gland. It's the same reason it's the reason why the pine cone is in the middle of the Vatican courtyard. You know, pine cone. Okay, the pine cone in the Vatican. Right here, this statue right here. Which, if you look at it, kind of looks like a, what is it, Transformer with a Fountain della Penna, or simply Penna, the pine cone, is a former Roman fountain which now decorates a vast niche in the wall of the Vatican facing the Corel del Pena, located in Vatican City in Rome, Italy. Now, the pine cone in the central courtyard of the Vatican is there because it is the center of our existence. The is the ninth. Oh yeah, here. Peña is the ninth Rione of Rome, identified by the initials R I X, and belongs to. The name means pine cone in Italian, and the symbol of the Rione is the colossal bronze pine cone. The stand above. Huh. I didn't even know that. Look at that. Position of the Rione within the center of the city. Geography. Yes, and 13 is the cycles of the moon too, right? There's 13 lunar cycles. You know, if you were going to go with a lunar calendar, there would be 13 months in a lunar calendar. And so, and it's the reason why the moon is considered as Isis. You know, so it's all interconnected. I just got sidetracked on this. You see the geometry in the church of this right here? The mother church of the Society of Jesus, Jesuits. Huh. But look at the geometry. Doesn't that look like Angkor Wat? The face of this building here. And do you see this right here? The above the arch, or above the door? This arch underneath IHS? That arch is the same as the arch of the sky, of the sun when it travels in the sky. It's the house of bread. You know what I mean? Seraph is a back formation from the Hebrew plural from seraphim, whereas in the Hebrew the singular is seraph. Yes, 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 seraphim, yes. Nice. One yielding. But this is, you see how the triangle is underneath the house of bread right here. This symbolism right here. That right there is telling me that everything is in the center of the mind, because the arch is you can think of it as the arch of our forehead, or the psyche of man, of human, you know, the psyche of the consciousness. And in the middle of that is, you know, there's no coincidence that our representation, all the elements on earth are triangles, are derivatives of a triangle. You know what I mean? Except for the cross and the circle. You know, the cross and the circle is the geometry of earth. When the cross and the circle are combined, it defines the center, which is the pyramid, which is the cross, which is the light. You know, and all is alchemy. Countries, flags, alchemy, symbols of Solomon, soul of man. Yes, I agree with that. Solomon means soul of man. Yes, I agree. Well, I think that's what you're getting at. But this right here, 1st century AD, isn't that coincidence? No, I have not. And no, I haven't, Delaney. In Dante's Divine Comedy, describes the size of the head of the giant Nimrod by referencing this fountain. His face appeared to me as long and large as it at Rome, the pine cone of St. Peter's. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Font is defined by Webster as a receptacle for baptismal or holy water. And Heliopolis, yes, it was. And most most all religions are plagiarisms of previous religions, or and they're all based on the one truth, guys. Yes, you can inbox me on Facebook. And fountain, and to get to the point where the fountain, how there's always a fountain in front of these buildings in the city, in the center. The central buildings in the cities usually have a fountain in front of them. Now, the fountain, like you just said right there, fount is defined by Webster as a receptacle for baptismal or holy water. It opens the. What's up, Colette? Oh, sorry. I bet. I hope you're going to heal fast. Yielding? Who are you talking about? Who's yielding? What do we call you? This comment right here. There you go. Yeah, I just got the notification right there. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. But I don't know what to call this person right here. I think that's Greek, right? The one that said the architecture was plagiarized from Heliopolis. Okay, now back on track. I'm getting back on track here. Okay, so now we just established, and at the top of every church is a cross. Why is there a cross at the top of every church? Because the cross is at the top of our head. It is the light, the glint of light from any shining object in the darkness. Oh, you want me to play it now? Okay. Cool. Nice. Cool. Yeah. So I mean, and it's 33 seconds long. Is that a coincidence? Oh, so what's your name? Is that what Paula? Yielding. Okay, that's what your Greek name. Oh, that's what you meant. Greek name guy. I thought you were talking to me. Thank you, Delaney. Yeah, that's pretty cool. In February 2018, right? So yeah, that this representation right here of the arch over the triangle is the same as the arch of our forehead. Because we are the triangle. Okay, now we're gonna get out of the pine cone thing. I don't know how we got. Oh, the Last Supper painting. Now the Last Supper painting is the same as the pyramid is to Giza, or the Giza is to the earth as the pyramid is to Giza, as the pineal gland is to our brain, as the pine cone is to the central courtyard of the Vatican, to the Vatican, and yada, yada, yada. And the King's Chamber is to the pyramid as the pyramid is to Earth. And that's the middle, within 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 the middle, in 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 the middle, within the middle, within the middle, within the middle. Now you see what I'm getting at there. That's how I make the correlation. Not Greek, Hebrew. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Hebrew. Okay, now I can make whoever isn't wrenched right here. So who wasn't wrenched? Everybody's wrenched here. Gerard's not wrenched. Now you are, Gerard. Who else isn't? I can't believe Gerard wasn't. Sandy baby. Now, if you're still here, Sandy, are you still here? I wanted to ask you about what you called the pyramid. Okay, but yeah, it's getting late, guys. I just realized it's 3 o'clock. So now consciousness is connected to Phi, which is connected to the Mandelbrot set, which is connected to the infinite nature of reality, which is the seed within the seed within the seed that creates the seed that does the seed that is the fire in the middle, that is the fire of consciousness, that is the Akashic within, and a menti means of mind or first thought. Menti is Spanish for mind. And somebody shared that with me. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here. It's getting late. But yeah, I love you guys. And, keep on keeping on. That's what we can do, right? That's what we can do. That's what we're going to do. Because, breathing and farting is all we got in this world. So let's breathe in them farts and watch it unfurl. Let's be what we want to see. Love is from you. Love is within you. Love is from me. We are we. And forever will be. So just know that we have faith and fear not. Very good. Yeah, no problem. Love you guys. To kill a priest? No, I don't. Who can't be? I just now got notification. Hey, what's up, Inuit Nunet? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Love wins. And love is the only thing that's going to free. Because, if you live inward, love outward, nothing can faze us, right? It's cliche. It's redundant at this point, but that's redundancy, a redundancy I could live with. And sorry I cut it so short on my thought, but I was doing this for 2 hours now, I think. So yes, much love, peace, and chicken grease to you all. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for your input in my journey. And we'll do this again soon. Love, peace, chicken grease, y'all. Bye.